Yeah, hello YouTube. This is a short update of my EaserCAT project. So I was now running this lathe with the EaserCAT 2000 card, my EtherCAT card I have developed. And this is the setup, EaserCAT 2000 card. 2 stepper generators, 2 stepper drivers. I had to steal them from my plasma cutter. And 1 encoder input for the encoder for the spindle. I'm running Pi, and I use the lathe macros there for the phasing and turning. It's very convenient. And over there, that is just a power supply for the stepper drivers. And there is the stepper motor for the Z-axis, and over here, which you cannot see, is a stepper motor for the X-axis. And there is a reduction gear. So that's it. So what has happened since last time? Nothing tangible really, except for this, of course. I have worked a lot with the firmware, the software, and modularized it so I can easily use 2 or even more stepper generators. And modularized the encoder, if I should ever need more than 1, but I don't think this will ever use more than 1 encoder. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with the step generator there. I think it works right now. It isn't perfect, and I know why. That has to do with the jitter, or shall we say the difference in the cycle times. It is supposed to be 1 millisecond cycle times here, but I have seen that it regularly is a difference between the shortest and longest cycle time of 80 microseconds. That is normal. And I had to revisit how Linux and EtherCAT does the synchronization of data transfers. Yeah, I have to interrupt this from the editing office. Well, it turned out that was sloppy programming from my part. It was the slave pole function that interfered with my stepper generator code there, so once I protected that, it worked fine. And it turns out that data is transferred from Linux and to there. When we have that LCSC write all, that is where that happens. Then a datagram is sent. And then it is immediately return the data. So that is the data exchange point. So there are no distributed clock events, although one absolutely need to have distributed clocks enabled there. Otherwise the timing will be off. There has to be 1 slave that has a distributed clock, and when there is only 1, this is the one. And things have been moving in other areas of EtherCAT and Linux and C. Maybe you remember where I said I couldn't get a double floating point value into Linux and C from EtherCAT. Well, that has changed. There is a new maintainer, a new developer for Linux and C EtherCAT modules, the LCEC. Sasha Itner, that was the original developer. Well, he has moved on. I think he had made a tremendous good job there. I looked at the code there. It is nothing to complain about that at all there, but well, now it's time for someone else to take over and drive further. We can expect some developments there. More drivers will be supported out of the box. That is only for the good. Trying to put some substance into this. So I started this project to make an EtherCAT device. And here it is. I just demonstrated it. So am I finished? Am I ready? Kind of. What can I do now? Well, I cannot not have it like this here, and there should be other signal levels, and 24 volt, and I want to make a module for my plasma cutter. And what is that? Well, there are 4 step generators. I think there are 6 or 7, 8 digital inputs, some digital outputs. Encoder for the plasma voltage, and it is should then be not like this. It should be more industrialized version of it. So that is something I can do, and that I think it will be the next step there. I will make it so I can use it for my lathe here as well, and then I can always go on with that software development and step generators to improve that. So that's where I am right now. As usual, I will put up all the software and the code I have done on the GitHub page, I have other projects that will come up and I need to do. The next one I think will be turning in the lathe, so I will do that with the EaserCAT 2000 card here. Well, it is just too much talking now, so it's time to end this video. So thank you for watching.